What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Welcome to another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm your host, Anton Daniels, and I'm looking forward to kicking it with my people today. What up, friends and family? I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for holding me down. You guys are absolutely, positively the most awesome audience in the world. In the world, by far the most awesome audience inside of the world. I appreciate my people for continuing to show up. What up, family? Did y'all enjoy the show last night? I certainly enjoyed doing the show last night. Honestly, you know, it's nothing more relaxing than doing these shows. It's nothing more relaxing than having a good time. It's nothing more relaxing than doing some awesome things with you guys. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. One of the things that I did do was we dropped the link, or we dropped the information inside of the Patreon for you guys to be able to pitch your businesses this Sunday. We dropped the information inside of the Patreon in order for you guys to be able to pitch your businesses this Sunday. So I'm looking for anywhere between 10 and possibly 15 businesses. If we get 8, we get 8. If we get 10, we get 10. If we get 12, we get 12. Shout out to Billy Sunshine. Said, love this guy, new subscriber. Shout out to Billy Sunshine and Jim B and all my people that's in the chat. However many people that we get, up to 15 people, and I have a budget of somewhere between $20,000 and $24,000 to be able to help fund your businesses. Up to that amount, I will be supporting you guys and your businesses and your dreams. So let me give a little bit of information about this before we get started with the show. Then we're going to get started with quick hits. Let me give an early super chat, or I'm sorry, early Cash App hit to my dog Mike, that dude. I appreciate you always coming through in the clutch. I appreciate you, big dog. Absolutely awesome. I love you, big dog. let me give a little bit of insight of what we have going on this weekend as far as the Patreon Pitch a Business series that we do every single year. And this year, I've decided instead of just doing a few businesses, I want to do as many businesses as possible. Because before, what I used to do was, hey, pitch me a business. We'll figure out what the numbers or whatever. So I've sent out 6 grand, 10 grand, 15,000, 3,000, 2,000 before. But this year I want to spread it out, right? Because we got more bag chasers, we got more Patreon members, and every idea may not necessarily be a good idea. So I want you to leverage the information that I give you on a regular basis, both here in person when we do our meetups and in the Patreon, in order to get your business started, right? And so there's no better time to get your business started than going into the new year, which allows for you to be able to get a heads up, and then we continue to run that up. Shout out to the Eagles, David Williams. I'm going to read that super chat shortly. So first and foremost, if you do not have a real business or business idea, do not pitch. Let me say this again for the Patreon members. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. If you do not have a real business or a business idea, do not pitch, because I am not running a charity. I am trying to empower people that has the business acumen, that has the understanding. And shout out to Devontae. I'm gonna read that super chat shortly. And I want to help people, and I want to help them fish. I want to teach them how to fish. I don't want to just give them a fish. And sometimes people need a little bit of help, or they just need somebody to believe in them or give them that seed money in order for them to get started. And then they can figure it out from there. So this is an opportunity for me to give you some seed money for you to vet out your business idea more effectively once you get the feedback from me, Shark Tank style pitch, and then we go from there. All right, that's number one. Number two, please do not come in there trying to finesse me. Because you are a bag chaser, and because I want to create a community of people that move just straight up based off of good integrity, good intentions, and we go from there. We're going by the honor system. I'm not taking any equity in anybody's businesses. I don't want to own any percentage of anybody. This is an opportunity for me to give you a trampoline to leapfrog off of, and hopefully you can get your business started. So when I send out $500, $1,000, $1,500, maybe even $2,000 to a person, I don't want you looking at this as an opportunity for you to get a quick hit. I want you to look at this as an opportunity for you to actually create a real business. And if it does not work out this year, if you pitch me and it's not a good enough business, then it just doesn't work out. And then you take the information, you recalibrate, and then maybe you pitch next year, or that gives you the incentive to continue to do it yourself, right? Do not look at this as an opportunity to finesse me, please, please. Because I'd rather have this available to the people that's actually really trying to start businesses. So don't pitch me just because you think you can get $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 out of me in the beginning of December. Come on, man. We got to move off of integrity. I want us to be very, very careful. And if you do get the grant, or if you do get it to where I actually send you the money, or I pick you as one of the people that I want to fund their business, use it for the business. I'm not going to go back and check up on you. I'm not going to require you to come back and give me an update or anything like that. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the money. I'm going to pray that God give it to the people, or he's actually instructed me to give it to the people that I'm supposed to give it to. I'm going to try to vet you out effectively when we go through the pitch process to see if you're a real business or not. And we're going to go from there, right? So I'm going to have the people watching. You're not going to be the only people in there. It's going to be people watching, everybody that's a part of the Patreon that want to observe, see how it's going to go, see if they want to vet it out for if they want to pitch next year. I might increase the budget for next year or something like that. We're going to be able to figure out, hopefully, if y'all trying to finesse me in the first place. But don't try to finesse me. Let's just pitch the businesses. We're going to do it Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to try to get through it. And then those that I pick, I'm going to send you the money. We're going to go through and make sure that all of the stuff is correct. I'm going to get all of y'all information. Once everything is settled within a week, I'll send y'all all of y'all monies. And then you guys should be off to the races. And then I would invite you to try to give me a little bit of an update within a year or something like that in order to in order to make sure that we run it up. So again, this is an honor system for the bag chasers. If you are a Patreon member, you know I like to pour back into my people. Invest in Your Business pitch series is coming this weekend. 26th this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to drop the link for y'all in an update a little bit closer to the date. All of the details is there. Go to the post inside of the Patreon. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be pitching a business so I can try to, set it up to where I can have the slots appropriate for, the time slots for people, and I can get an understanding of who's going to pitch and who's not, all right? Again, let me know. Let me know if you're going to be pitching your business on the recent post that I just did this morning inside of the Patreon. RG3 says, can non-bag chasers watch it only for your group? Your group only? No. You have to be a Patreon member to participate in the process, whether you're pitching or not. It's only for the bag chasers. It's only for them, all right? So that's just an update on that. Also, make sure you get that Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. We appreciate Teach Hanley for continuing to sponsor us. Anything else? Any other housekeeping that we have to go to? If you guys didn't watch the show last night, make sure you go back and watch it on my other channel, the Anton Daniels channel. And Black Cobra says, Anton, good morning. Wish me luck on my director role interview this morning. God bless you. Praying for your success, Black Cobra. I hope that everything goes well on your interview. And we're going to go from there. All right? All right. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Before we get started with the show, let me know in the chat exactly what you feel like, what your sentiment is. One word only. One word only. Give me an update. What's wrong with RF, Peter Investor? What's wrong with RF? Let me know what's up. Listen, in the chat, I need y'all to tell me what y'all sentiment is, how y'all feel, one word only. How are you feeling this morning? How are you guys feeling this morning? Give me an update inside of the chat. How y'all feel this morning? We're going to take our time. We're going to cook. We're going to make sure that we do this show right. Got a lot that I want to go over. Dope, accomplished, empowered, good. Fifth Ave, I'm going to be looking at that shortly. Good, says Big Egos. Mrs. B77-7. Diligent, exhausted, ready, optimistic, happy, rich, thankful, heavenly, busy, stuck. Lamar, I got you. Hungry, warm, focused, authority, relaxed and blessed, says High Candy. Tired. Top 5 podcaster, dead or alive. Shout out to that. Paid, focused, appreciative, hungry, determined, hungry, strong, depressed, optimistic, stupendous, grateful, blessed, tired, thankful, pushing, fantastic, determined, focused, reading the Bible, joyful, ready, pitch mode, motivated, thankful, thanksgiving, thankful, grateful, blessed, ambitious, disgruntled, heavenly, determined, outstanding, freedom, good, positive, incredibly blessed, hungry, fantastic, happy, proud. Little Black Duck, I'm sorry. I don't want to look like a fool trying to pronounce that. Grateful, blessed, focused, king, drowning, grateful, Fifth Ave, Phil, thankful, overwhelmed, amazing, living like a dream, consistent, open-minded, grateful, busy, committed, grateful, sleepy, pushing, surreal. Wake up, burdened with glorious purpose, surreal, winning, Tiffany, silly, kosher, rejuvenated, sleepy. Wake up. You keep saying sleepy. Wake up. Shout out to Jacqueline. I appreciate you. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Excited. Wake up. No sleeping on the job. It's time to get it. Do y'all see me miss a day? Y'all see me live stream late into the night, and then I get up and I push for y'all, and I make sure that I execute in corporate America. I'm going to be live streaming on Thanksgiving morning. I'm going to be live streaming on the day after Thanksgiving. Christmas, if it falls on a weekday. Do you see me missing? Wake up. Wake up. It's time to get it. If you didn't get enough sleep, make sure that you allocate time to be able to sleep. Get your calendar together. Go and look at the video inside of the Patreon. Do I need to redo and update all of the videos from the past on top of the Patreon? Wake up. Wake up. It's time to get it. It's money to go get. It's people to go support. There's somebody that's depending on you in order to continue to get to their dream. Wake up. Wake up. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's time to win, and it's time to go and get it. Wake up. Let's go. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Get up out of your slumber. Stop being lazy. Stop always smoking. Stop drinking. Change your diet. Go to the gym. Make sure that you're present when your kid is showing you something and they trying to communicate to you. When your girl is trying to have a conversation with you, pay attention. When your man is trying to explain something to you, pay attention. When people are saying something to you and your boss is connecting with you, don't wait until you get to the job before you start to get yourself together. Getting there 15 minutes before is late. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You sleeping on your blessings. You sleeping on your opportunities. You sleeping on your consistency and the ability to be able to get to the next level. Wake up. Wake up. You sleeping. You going to sleep your blessings away. You going to sleep your opportunities away. You going to sleep your promotion away. You going to sleep your spouse away. You going to sleep all the way until you ain't got nothing to sleep for, and then you going to want to get alert and awake, and then you going to start to get that adrenaline pumping through your body, and everything going to already pass you. Your opportunity is now. Success is when opportunity meet preparation. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Be present. It's called the present for a reason. Wake up. Get up. Get up. Get out of bed. Stop sleeping all day, every day. Stop hitting the snooze button. Every single time you got to set 3 and 4 alarms. I'm up before an alarm even go out. I don't even set my alarm sometimes. Wake up. Wake up. I got to make sure that I'm here and I'm motivating y'all every single day, and I'm pushing y'all in order to continue to get to the bag. Wake up. You going to miss your pitch on Sunday in order to be able to get your business funded, or you going to continue to be proactive and take care of business? Wake up. Wake up. A lot of people didn't have the ability to be able to sleep in all day and every day. Take care of your business. Get your kids to school on time. Get to work and get that bag. Don't you know that people promote you because they like you, not necessarily just because you're the best worker? Wake up. It's not about just getting there on time. It's about being there ahead of time, being proactive, taking care of business so you can see what's happening before. Listen, half of y'all just need to get there before the other person wake up. It's somebody that's smarter than you, somebody that's better than you, somebody that's faster than you, somebody that's a lot more aligned and a lot wiser than you. The only thing that you had to do was beat them there. Sometimes it's enough to just be first. Sometimes the early bird really do get the worm. Wake up. Get up, man. Get up. Every day you sleepy. That's because you smoke too much. That's because you party too much. That's because you drink too much. That's because you ain't never, ever doing the thing that's in your best interest, and now you want to blame everybody else for your problems. It's your time. Your time is now. Your time is absolutely, positively now. There is never going to be another opportunity to do it. Sometimes you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. Wake up. Your boss is coming in. The executive is coming in. He needs to see you. Some of y'all then leveraged the pandemic in order to get more visibility when everybody was at home. You went into the office because you knew that all the leadership was going to be there. Then you woke up and you took your place in society. Let's wake up and take advantage of the opportunities. Sometimes it's not even about you being better than somebody else. Sometimes it's just about you being intentional about the fact that they missing their blessings and it's my opportunity to shine. I don't even have to wait for you. I don't have to wait for you. I don't have to wait for you and compete against you. All I got to do is wait for you to then fumble the bag, because I'm going to just be right there and the opportunity is going to exist. Listen, some of y'all going to lose your spouse because somebody else is waiting on you to fumble. They ain't even trying to figure out how to outcompete you. They just waiting for you to mess up. They just waiting for you to mess up. Don't you know that most of the women that cheat on a man, they cheat with somebody that they already know? The man had already met the next man that she gonna be with because you sleepwalking at the wheel. You know him. You know who your competition is. The people at your job that you think are your friends are your competition because they want that promotion over you. Understand, life is a competition. It's somebody else that wants your spot. They want your spouse. They want your kids. They want your job. They want your car. They want your opportunity. You think, listen, if you going to beat me, you just going to have to beat me. And I'm okay with that. If you just straight up better than me, then you just beat me. I'm cool with that. But you're not going to beat me as a result of me not being present and missing my blessings because I slept walk through things. You know, I see people and content creators. You know why I know that they never going to be able to beat me no matter what happens? Because they ain't got the consistency that I got. They don't got the drive that I got. They not enthusiastic about what they look at going online, making a video and live streaming as an opportunity for them to hopefully create another video. I got to take, oh my God, I got to do it. They miss it. They miss time. They never do it. They don't show up. One thing that you know for sure, whether you like me or you hate me, You know that I'm going to be here at the same time every day and I'm never going to miss. I'm here at the same time and I'm never going to miss. You know where I'm going to be at when I'm going to be there. You know that no matter what happens, hell or high water, even if I have to move it to a later time because I got a presentation that I got to do at my job, that I'm going to be there. It's somebody that wants your spot. They want your spot. Listen, they not waiting for you to outcompete you. They ain't got to outrun you. They just waiting for you to stumble and not even show up to the starting line. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you're not going to show up to the starting line and they're going to be sitting there. And coach going to say, all right, it's your time. All right, they in the gym shooting every single day. They working on their craft. They putting their 10,000 hours in. All they need is an opportunity. Success is when opportunity meets preparation. That's all they waiting for is an opportunity. Listen, I knew that I was going to be the man on social media. I knew that I was going to blow up when it came to YouTube. You know why? Because I gave myself a 10-year window of consistency in order to do it. It had nothing to do with the fact that I was great. I mastered my craft. I wasn't able to communicate the way that I communicate now. I wasn't as good as being able to spit out the things that I spit out now. I knew that if I stuck with something long enough, that everybody else was going to fall off and I was going to be the last man standing. Listen, some of the people that I came into the game with, some of the people that blew up before me, they gone. They're no longer here. They're no longer existing. They no longer relevant. They no longer can compete because I am a slow growth kind of guy. That means that I'm not going to sit here and try to outsprint you. I'm going to walk to the finish line knowing that you're going to get off the track because you ain't got the stamina, the consistency, and you ain't got the drive to beat me. I know that I'm going to be here for 10 years. I was willing to do it every single day for the next 10 years, knowing that even if you had a better content creation platform than me or you hit faster than me, that you was never, ever going to be able to sustain it long enough to compete with me. Or you got it too fast, so you never understand how to do it more effectively, so I was going to beat you. I know how to beat you, and it ain't because I'm going to outrun you. It ain't because I'm going to outjump you. It ain't because I'm smarter than you. You smarter than me. You wiser than me. You better looking than me, but I'm going to beat you 10 times out of 10. I'm going to beat you 10 times out of 10. You know why? Because I'm better than you. I'm more consistent than you, and I'm alive, and I'm present, and I'm woke up. I woke up, and I realized that I am going to beat you every single time. The race is not given to the swift, it's given to he who endureth to the end. That's scripture. The race is not given to the swift, it's given to he who endureth to the end. Every single time I seen somebody come into church and they was on fire for God, I knew that they was going to be outside of the church 1 to 2 years afterwards. Listen, I ain't impressed by the fact that you know how to shout and speak in tongues. I was impressed with whether or not your life was a reflection of the thing that you started to advocate for and you was ready to do the work. This is scripture. This applies to every single aspect of your life. I don't care if you're in church, spirituality. I don't care if you're in content creation, professionally, business, relationship. Every single thing that you do, it is all based off of the consistency and your ability to be able to endure it to the end. I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to take your lunch. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to have your chick. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to take your promotion. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to take all of your clients from your business. You know why? Because there's nothing that you can do about it. It's not about what you want. It's about what I am going to endure long enough to be able to get. If you beat me, it's going to be because you just got more consistency and you're better than me. Flat out. Flat out. If it take me 5, 6 years, if it take you 7, 8 years, if it take you 10 years to be able to get your degree, you got there. You got there. You got there. We talking or we talk? I don't know what I'm going to say before I get on this live stream. We talking or we talking? I'm just telling you. Think about it. Think about all of the different content creators that was around at the time that you found me. Now think about whether or not they still relevant today. Very few of them. Very few of them still hit your algorithm. Very few of them are still uploading consistently. Very few of them have improved from the time that you've seen them to the time now. But us over here at the Millionaire Morning Show at the Bag Chasers, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Every single year we progress. We get better. We get stronger. We get more. We're more engaged than we ever have been. We are going to continue to win. Shout out to Mark Davison. What you gonna do about it? Shout out to Mark Davison inside of the chat. What you gonna do about it? It's nothing you can do about it, Mark Davidson said, you so full of yourself. And I'm full of all of the things that you ever wanted to be, and there's nothing that you can do about it. You are there to watch. You are watching me. You subscribed to be able to say that in the chat. You know why? Because I'm king, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't remove me from my throne. What you gonna do about it? Your girl probably watch me. Your daddy probably I'm his favorite YouTuber. Your mama, I'm the one that she loved the most. She said, Hercules, Hercules, every single time come on a live stream, she watching me at work, and you don't even want to know that she watching me because you feel some type of way about it. What you gonna do about it? You had to subscribe just to even be able to say that to me. Thank you. Thank you for contributing to my watch hours. Don't you know that across multiple different YouTube platforms that I own or I'm a part of, that I've generated over 250 million views? Almost 20 million hours of watch time. What you gonna do about it? Ain't nothing you could do about it. I'm your mama's favorite YouTuber, and I'm the son that your daddy wish he had. I'm your mama's favorite YouTuber. I'm the son your daddy wish he never had, and you bet not let your girlfriend watch me on a live stream where she gonna start picking you apart trying to figure out why you not like Anton. And she ain't gonna tell you about it. She just gonna do it subconsciously. Don't let your kids see me. I might be mentoring them. Don't let your kids see me. I might be mentoring them. Talk to them. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Yeah, now you got me hyped up. Military Mom 7 said, very boastful. Yeah, I see that dog in your picture. You probably look just like it, Military Mom 7. Military Mom 7, what a forgetful name. What a forgetful name. You probably look just like the puppy in your picture. That's why you don't want to put a profile pic up. Hair, nails, color, everything. Everything except the humility of puppy eyes. You look just like the puppy in your picture. I know you. I know your type. What you gonna do about it? Do something. Do something. Yeah. Now I'm hyped up. Now I got it. Now we about to have a good show. If you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Make sure you share it with your family and friends. Link is in the description to the Patreon. In the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Hanley just sent me a check today. They said, Anton, the numbers is up. Shout out to Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Y'all ready to get started with the show? Let me read some of the super chats, and then we gonna get started with the show. Yeah. Woo! I'm feeling exciting on this Tuesday morning. Y'all ready to get it? Let's get it. David Williams is in the building, says, how about them Eagles 9-0? I give you that. We coming. I give you that. I give you that. Devontae in the building says, coming through, showing some love. Yeah, let's get it. Fifth Ave Phil is in the building, says, Miss Universe pageant is bankrupt due to their trans affiliation. Google it. Send that to me in my email. I got to make sure that I tap into that. I need to see that. We need to talk about that on the Millionaire Morning Show. Jacqueline Moore says, it's just a small token of my gratitude for you sharing the real knowledge. And we're going to be funding y'all businesses inside of the Patreon this Sunday. Make sure y'all tap into that. Pretty Boy 79 says, can we get more information on your form of leadership in corporate America in the Patreon? Servant leadership. I'll go into it. Have no problem with that. Absolutely. Maybe I'll do an upcoming mastermind session for December. Kenyon Williams says, oh my God. Says, sleep, what the F? I'm 54, making $400,000 a year as a software developer. Says, run 20 half marathons per year, and I still feel like I don't do enough. People depend on me, bruh. You doing good things, man. I love the show. You see how the people, they resonate with me? Shout out to Paul S. First time in the chat. I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you, Kenyon Williams. I mean, keep on running it up. P. Shank in the building says, good morning, Anton. Sending positive vibes to you and your family. Thank you, my friend, for continuing to contribute to the platform. Cartez Cookies is in the building with the 888. Said, pitching Sunday, Anton would love to ship you a sample of my pitch. What is the P.O. Box address may I use to send, please? It is in the description. If anybody got anything that they want to send me, if you want me to promote it or if you want me to see what it is that you're doing, then send that to me in the description. It is down in the description, the location that you can send it to. Thank you, Cartez Cookies. I think that Cartez is probably going to get he probably going to get his business funded. Miss Lady J in the building with the one ball. I appreciate you. Every single person that contributes into the platform. I appreciate you. Alvin S says, AD, you preaching real good. Push it good. Real good. Yeah, I appreciate you, Alvin S. My dog, Mr. Lott in the building. A bag chaser. Says, I see the smokers already started for the holiday. Keep cooking, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you also. Christian West says, dropping it. It's in the collection plate. Talk yo talk, big dog. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show. Y'all ready to get started? Let's go ahead and get started with Quick Hits, ladies and gentlemen. Quick Hits is the portion of the show, in the beginning of the show, where this may not necessarily warrant a full segment, but it absolutely, positively deserves to get your attention. So we just going to go through this really quickly. Quick Hits, ladies and gentlemen, things that does not necessarily deserve an entire segment, but maybe we need to talk about it for 2 or 3 minutes before we really deep dive into the show. So first on a Quick Hits list is something that y'all probably not familiar with. It's not at the forefront of the news because y'all so distracted by what's going on with Will Smith and Jada and Diddy and Cassie and all of that. But there's been a oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico.
In the last hour, we received new information about the oil spill off the coast of Plaquemines Parish. Approximately 210 gallons of oily water mixture have been recovered so far. The Coast Guard now says 1.1 million gallons of crude oil could have been released before the pipeline was shut off. That's about a tenth the size of the Exxon Valdez spill. WWL reported that amount on Friday, but initial Coast Guard estimates were around 12,000 gallons. Several agencies are working to clean it up, including the company responsible for the spill. We spoke to Healthy Gulf, a New Orleans-based organization that monitors the Gulf.
We're seeing how long it's taking for them to even identify where the leak is, much less try and fix it. And that's over 1 million gallons, and that's probably still a low estimate that it's getting out into our environment, impacting a myriad of different animals.
That leak was first spotted Thursday morning, 19 miles east of the mouth of Main Pass. Satellite imagery from NOAA shows the slick moved southwest on Friday toward the mouth of South Pass, and the Coast Guard has not reported any shoreline impacts, at least at this time.
So there has been another oil spill that is basically slipping up under the radar that nobody is talking about because it's not meaningful. But they said that an estimated 1.1 million gallons of crude oil has leaked into the Gulf of Mexico near a pipeline off of the coast of Louisiana. Officials are concerned about the oil's potential impact on an endangered and threatened species. The Coast Guard first reported seeing the oil spill on Friday, saying that an air crew had identified a black leak. An unidentified leak. All right. Said in their last update on Tuesday, officials says the leak is near a 67-mile Main Pass oil gathering company's pipeline system near Louisiana's Plaquemines Parish. It was not specified when the leak began, but the official said the pipeline was closed down at 6:30 a.m. on a Thursday. The volume of discharged oil is currently unknown. Officials said Tuesday initial engineering calculations indicate potential volume of crude oil that could have been released from the affected pipeline is about 1.1 million gallons, which means that it's probably worse. On Facebook, the Coast Guard said that the oil was skimmed and sampled roughly four times southeast of South Pass, Louisiana on Friday, at which point they retrieved about 210 gallons of oily water mixture. More oil was retrieved on Sunday, about 13 miles southeast of the parish. And photos of the spill show large, chunky gobbles of long, thick oil floating on the Gulf's surface. So they're going to monitor it and then keep you guys updated with news on the oil spill as they learn more. So shout out to the coastlines of Louisiana and whatever oil that is then continuing to affect what it is that we have going on inside of our oceans. In addition to that, General Motors said that they will not, I repeat, they will not advertise in a Super Bowl for the first time this year.
General Motors announcing it's not going to advertise in the 2024 Super Bowl. It's the first time since 2019 that it will sit out the heavily watched game. The company is cutting marketing costs as part of a broad strategy to reduce expenses. Back in July, the automaker said $800 million of its planned cost cuts would come from reduced sales and marketing expenses. Ad Age has reported that pricing for a 30-second Super Bowl ad this year is going to be approximately $7 million. But that's just, I mean, I read that and I thought, yeah, when you're losing your complete ass on EVs per vehicle, it's just
I was thinking it was
not
part of the
working
Cruise
at all. Cruise is not helping.
A couple of problems with it.
Then I did see something interesting in here. It was the possibility, and this is Jason Gay, a Lions-Browns Super Bowl.
What?
It's not as crazy. He says the NFL season has gone mad, but
I'm going to need them to stop talking negatively about my Lions. I didn't know that was going to be a part of the clip, but Lions will be in the Super Bowl this year. I declare it. But more importantly, General Motors, what they're not telling you is that the reason that they're cutting so many expenses across the board, including marketing costs and the Super Bowl, so on and so forth, give me 1 second, is because of the recent agreement that they've made with workers of the UAW. Ford estimated that it's going to add an additional $885 to $900 per vehicle in costs that comes along with the recent ratification of the contract that they've negotiated with Sean Fain and the UAW. And so now companies like Ford Motor Company, they're going to cut costs in other spaces. Stellantis recently offered buyouts to 6,400 employees. Ford Motor Company is offering buyouts to anybody that works within the UAW. If you want to take a $50,000 pay buyout and then you go and get a new job, that's offered by the end of the year. General Motors and all of the other automakers are continuing to cut costs because they don't necessarily want to have that affect their business and the numbers that they projected over into analysts as far as their stock purchase. They're trying to revise guidance, but more importantly, they're trying to save money wherever it is that they can, because instead of trying to pass every single piece of a cost over into the consumers, they're trying to hold the line because the cost of cars are already high, and then the interest rates are already higher, and so additional costs would then put them at a disadvantage to be able to compete with Korean and Asian and Asian automakers, Japanese, Chinese automakers, Tesla, electrification of vehicles. They still got to spend a lot of money on research and development and to meet all of the expectations that they've negotiated with the UAW all the way through 2028. So General Motors is no longer participating in a Super Bowl. I hope y'all happy with that. And then last but not least, Eric Adams decided that he wanted to throw the Biden administration under the bus. He's telling people, don't blame me. Don't blame me. Blame Biden.
Just days after Mayor Adams announced that he is slashing spending in virtually all city agencies, we're learning about another round of budget cuts coming our way.
That's right. This time, some critical agencies will be spared. Still a lot to talk about here. Fox 5's Robert Moses has the details. Good morning, Robert.
Dan, Rosanna, good morning to you. The mayor proposed deep and painful cuts last week that affect key parts of life like education, public safety, and sanitation. He blames the migrant influx for the need for belt tightening, but others are very skeptical of his narrative. The city's police, fire, and sanitation departments will be spared from having to trim their budgets by another 5% come January. That's according to a new memo from the city's budget director sent yesterday to agency leaders, obtained by the Post. The budget director says the exemptions for the three departments are driven by a concern that more cuts will affect public safety, health, and cleanliness. Last week, Mayor Eric Adams announced a sweeping round of cuts that spared no agency.
We all are angry. I tell people all the time when they stop me on the subway system, don't yell at me, yell at D.C.
The mayor says the federal government's failure to adequately support the city in caring for about 142,000 migrants necessitated the cuts. The reductions mean that headcount at the NYPD will fall below 30,000 officers for the first time since the 80s.
It is unbelievable to me that I have to hold up a police class. Never thought that was going to happen.
The NYPD will see its budget slashed by about $132 million, the FDNY by about $74 million, and the sanitation department stands to lose around $32 million. At a Talk with Eric event last night in Coney Island, the mayor likened the federal government to an insurance company that goes missing in action when a policyholder needs help.
Our roof caved in when we had 140,000 people that wanted to participate in the American dream. You know who was our insurance company? The federal government. We went to the federal government and said, we send you more money than you give us back, and this is your opportunity to give us what a national problem is. And they set you on your own, Eric.
So Eric Adams championed becoming a sanctuary city in order to have 150,000 migrants be able to achieve the American dream instead of spending more time championing whatever it is the residents that voted him in. And now you see Democrats, including Eric Adams, Brandon Johnson, the Biden administration, Mike Johnson, and so on and so forth, mayors and governors all across the entire United States of America. Blue cities are in shambles. People continue to vote them in, but now they're turning on each other and they're throwing each other under the bus in order to save themselves because they're having to make concessions at the behest of the people in order to continue to support whatever it is that's happening as far as the migrant crisis. Good luck with that, Eric. Excuse me. And that is your quick hits for the day. Sorry, I had to sneeze really quickly. Eric Adams made me allergic to the bullshit. Just a little bit of allergic to it. So that is your quick hits for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read a couple of super chats and then we're going to get started with the show. I have to warn you, it's going to be an incredible show. And a show based off of accountability today, all right? Let me read some of the super chats and then we're going to continue over with the show. Twisted Pup in the building says, that's that morning speech everyone needed for show. For show. Jeweled Alchemy Soap Company says, Anton out here giving Rocky motivational speeches. They can't mess with me. They out here struggling. Struggle streaming, as my dog, the lead attorney, would say. Pink Dreamer 04 says, you make Wednesday feel like a Friday, except it's only Tuesday. Come on, y'all. It's only Tuesday. All right. Tyrone Dub is in the building, says, for the message, AD, keep cooking. People bothered by your confidence should ask themselves, why? Then look in the mirror and fix it. Hashtag no victim Olympics allowed. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. My dog, Robert Platinum, says, Anton, let me hold some money. Well, first of all, we need to change the E to a D in order to be able to ask properly. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for the 2-ball. Thank you, Robert. Let's get into the show. Again, make sure y'all tap into that Tej Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. Also, on top of that, I also want to emphasize to you guys that the link to the Patreon in order for you guys to be able to pitch your businesses this weekend is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Y'all ready to rock out? Y'all ready to get started? Yeah, Robert, you like that, don't you? Y'all ready to get started? All right, let's get started. Ladies, my Mercedes, hold 4 on the back, 2 if you're flat, get the gat. This is a very sad story. This is a very, very, very sad story. I've been watching this. I wanted to see what the outcome of it would be. I'm still paying attention to it. So this is not going to be end of it. But I need to bring this to the front of the congregation because my Floridians is crazy, man. My Floridians are crazy. My Floridians, I need to bring y'all to the front. Listen, I ain't even had Brandon Johnson at the forefront of the congregation for the past like 2 days. Nothing this week so far. You ain't heard that song? Ladies, my Mercedes, hold 4 in the back, 2 if you're fat, get the gat. Y'all know what that is? Maybe I'll have song trivia soon. Anyways, let me bring you up to speed of what's happening over near Orlando, Florida. This is a mother/ex-wife. Well, I'm going to let you see for yourself.
Breaking new details in the case of a missing mother from Winter Springs. Police just released this picture showing Shakira Rucker and her estranged husband together before she disappeared. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but her estranged husband there, Corey Hill, is now a person of interest in this case. This case is spanning 3 cities in 3 separate counties. Investigators are scouring Shakira's apartment in Winter Springs. They've also searched Hill's home in Mount Dora, and now the investigation is focusing on Davenport, where the couple was last spotted together. We have live team coverage for you tonight. We start with Fox 35's Marley Capper live in Winter Springs with the very latest on the investigation. And Marley, this new picture is an important lead for police.
It's definitely important. I mean, it's a grainy photo like you mentioned, but more importantly, this is helping police fill in the gaps of where she was. Now, this was on Saturday night in Davenport, Polk County, and her family says that the woman in this photo is definitely Shakira.
We do not know where she's at.
It's been 5 days since Shakira Rucker was last seen.
All hands on deck. We need everybody.
And the race to find her continues.
Until we find out she's okay, we're going to keep searching, and we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep spreading the message.
The Winter Springs police chief met with the Ruckers, showing them this picture of Shakira and her estranged husband, Corey Hill, in Polk County.
It was a restaurant that they love.
I asked Shakira's mother, Elaine, what it was like seeing this photo. She says it was a weight lifted off her shoulders to be able to see her daughter. But it opened up the floodgate for more unanswered questions.
And so that picture
I'm gonna get there, Centennial G.
shows us that she was in good health at the time.
On Wednesday, police executed search warrants at Shakira's Winter Springs apartment. We saw forensic experts with cameras walking in and out of her home.
We're not giving up. We're pouring everything we can into it, and we're trying to get answers, and we're trying to be optimistic.
So this news story with this man was from 3 days ago. This was from 3 days ago. Finding the footage, seeing what was going on. Everybody was concerned. I seen different clips about she was missing on Instagram. And so the city deployed every resource that they had available in order to find out where this woman was and to see who was with her at the time. And it just so happened to be the gentleman that you see inside of the picture. Let's continue.
Shakira was last seen Saturday night in Polk County with her ex-husband, Corey Hill. He's now the person of interest in her disappearance. Her family reported her missing on Sunday. Shakira was planning on bringing food home to her 4 kids, but never showed up. On Sunday, Hill was arrested, accused of shooting up an ex-girlfriend's home. He's still in jail on attempted murder charges in that case. The biggest strain has been on Shakira's 4 children.
This man right here, let me rewind it, is in jail right now. When she disappeared, he was in jail already being accused of shooting up another ex-girlfriend's home. Let me say that again. The woman that is missing, or the woman that was missing down at the bottom of the screen 3 days ago, this is her ex-husband, who is now in jail, accused of shooting up an ex-girlfriend's home. Let's continue.
That case. The biggest strain has been on Shakira's 4 children.
She has a daughter that's out here with us every day trying to figure out just where's mom. And that's the thing that sucks about it. Where is mom? Where is mom?
The Ruckers are adamant that Shakira would not leave her children, and they're begging, they're pleading with anybody that has information to come forward.
Read that shortly, Jamal.
Now, Winter Springs police say that Hill is not talking to them or cooperating in this investigation.
Now, remember, that was 3 days ago. Jamal Fowler, I appreciate it. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Let me bring you up to date of what they just discovered a little bit ago.
We do have a news alert. alert. The search is over for a missing mother of four. Investigators found the body of Shakira Rucker dead inside an Apopka storage unit. Fox 35's Matt Trezza joining us live from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Matt, such an unfortunate way to end this story. This was a search that spanned multiple counties across Central Florida.
Yeah, this is the outcome that nobody was obviously hoping for in all this. This is the worst possible outcome for the family here. The sheriff's office says that they have informed Rucker's family about finding her body. They've given them the heartbreaking news. We are expecting more details from the sheriff's office sometime today. Now, what we know so far is that Rucker's body was found inside a storage unit at a self-storage business in Apopka. They say someone noticed a bad smell coming from one of the lockers. Deputies responded around 5 p.m. yesterday. They say this has now become a homicide case. Shakira's estranged husband, Corey Hill, has been a person of interest in this case. Rucker, a mother of four, was last seen with Hill in Polk County November 11th. He was later arrested in a different case a day after she was last seen for allegedly shooting up an ex-girlfriend's house. Police say Hill is refusing to talk with them so far about Rucker's disappearance. Now, deputies haven't given us yet an exact time of when the sheriff is going to be available to talk more about this case, but we are waiting for that, and when we get those details, of course, we will let you know. For now.
So, ladies, before I go over into the next part of this, right? Before I go over into the next part of this, let me make sure I put this up on the screen. Storage locker, woman found. This is her. This is her. Mother of four. Divorced. Recently was in a relationship with a man that is now under arrest for shooting up an ex-girlfriend's house. Whole family loved, looked for her, last seen with her ex-husband. Only reason that they found her inside of a storage locker, a self-storage unit, was because people that also had storage units reported a strange and foul smell coming from the same place. They found her. Her children are now without a mother and obviously without a father, and every day asking, where is mom? Let me share the final part of this story that I have for you guys, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts.
I want to preface this first by saying Elaine Rucker, Shakira Rucker's mother, is okay tonight. But earlier when I was speaking with her, she fainted mid-interview. After that interview, Clarence Thornton, who's Shakira Rucker's brother, told me it's important for the community to see this reaction because this is the toll it's taking on the family. As strong as they're all trying to remain right now, sometimes he says physically they just can't take anymore.
If you're hearing this, please let us know. Let someone know where she is. It's been 5 days now. Her children need her. We miss her. We love her.
Elaine, what has your experience with him been like previously? Is this...
Overcome with emotion, Elaine Rucker fainting mid-interview after pleading Corey Hill to start cooperating with investigators in the...
This was prior to finding her body inside of a storage locker. Have we lost so much of our humanity to where we don't even care enough about the people that we said that we loved at one point? This woman had 4 children, man. Have we lost our humanity? Look at that man. You know what I see when I see that right there? I see a demon. I see a demon running rampant in our society, controlling people, and then you decide to get in relationships with them. We are a very, very lost people in society. Think about it. The only reason that he's in jail right now is because he got accused of shooting up another woman's house, an ex-girlfriend, meaning that he had got into a relationship with an entirely different woman. He don't care. He ain't cooperating. it don't even matter. There's no way that they could probably tie him to it, even though they know that he probably did it. Evil. And then we have women saying that they don't necessarily need our protection, but they prefer it if we have it to offer. Let me tell you something. Every single day, y'all probably walk past a man or a woman that probably did something that you would find egregious. You've walked past killers, dealers, people that had just did something nasty or egregious. You've probably shaken a hand more than 100 times of people that had just got done doing something very, very nasty, and they never washed their hands. I'm just telling you, man. Listen, be careful of the company that you keep and the people that you are too friendly with and the people you surround yourself. Now is not the time. Now, today in 2023 going into 2024, now is not the time. It's not the time anymore. The time for negotiating with the devil, that's all over now. Can you really think about that? Like, if you really put it in perspective, you walk past, let's say you go out shopping, right? And you probably walk past somebody that took somebody else's life that nobody ever knew that he did it. You probably walk past somebody who, when they go home at night, they're looking at something that they're not supposed to look at on the internet. You probably shake the hands of and then give a hug to somebody that got these evil, demonic spirits that's on them every single day. And then you take that and you track it into your home, and then you hug your children, and then your children go off and they have a bad day at school, or they got this negative attitude, and you can't figure it out. And you think that it's just because it's a life choice. No, it's because of the company that you keep and the people that you surround yourself with on a regular basis. You know what? One of the wildest things that I had read during the pandemic, it wasn't the pandemic, it wasn't inflation, it wasn't free money and PPP loans. You know what the craziest thing that I had read during the pandemic? One of the craziest things that I had read during the pandemic was that the reason why it was such a bad thing was because the only outlet that most children have in order to save themselves from what it was that they were subjecting themselves to inside of their households was to get out and go to school. It was their only outlet. That the chances of them being touched by somebody inside of their household or being subjected to some kind of abuse or neglect was tenfold during the pandemic than it ever had. They had no outlet. They just had to be subjected to Uncle Freddie or Miss Mabel. And y'all sit here and y'all have a conversation with me and y'all say everybody should have the right to have kids. Or people should have the freedom to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it. Or women should be able to choose for themselves even though they can't even be able to. They can't identify the eyes of a killer. You can't identify the eyes of a killer. You don't know what the eyes of a killer look like because he blinked too much. He blinked too much. And he going to sit up in front of you. Yeah, and they going to DM y'all and y'all going to meet up with him and y'all going to think that, oh, they so sweet. Oh, they cleaned my car. Oh, they said all of the sweet nothings. They did the thing that for me that no other man has did. And you don't even know that this man is shooting up some other chick's house while he walking you over to the storage locker. It's bad out here, man. It's bad out here. It's bad out here. It's horrible out here. I feel for the family. I pray for the family. There's really no words. Every once in a while, I need to remind y'all of what's happening out here so that y'all be aware of the decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis to go down a specific path that may or may not be best for you. Stay up under our covering. Get prayed up. Stay focused. Don't put yourself at a disadvantage or a disposition trying to find love that ain't for you. You're not ready to be out here in these streets. I know a lot of y'all think that y'all ready to be out here in these streets. You're not ready to be out here in these streets. You really not ready. You don't know what the streets got to offer you. When I go outside every day, I seen demons and devils, and I just got to stay girded up. I got to stay girded up. This ain't no place for women. Honestly, This genuinely ain't no place for women. This ain't for y'all. This ain't a place for you, baby. You don't want to be out here in these streets trying to figure it out. Don't y'all know that when y'all go out partying that the devil come out at night and it be dudes that's sitting there praying and waiting, that when you got to have a drink, you got to keep the cap on top of it the whole time. You got to keep your hand on top of the drink, keep a napkin on top of the drink to make sure that nobody roofie you. Don't you know that if you got to go out and then you got to keep your hand over your drink in order to make sure that you don't get roofied, you probably need to go back into the house. Seriously. You probably need to go back into the house. Seriously. It's not safe. It's not safe out here for y'all. Anyways, let me read some of the super chats and then we're going to continue over with the show because we're not done yet. Jamal Fowler says, peace, Anton. Please accept this offering. I do. And I thank you and I appreciate you and thank you for continuing to contribute into the platform. Rose says, what's your perspective of Terrence Howard's tangential mathematical explanation? I am not sure what that is. I have never seen Terrence Howard communicated, but if you send it to me inside of my email, maybe we can review it for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The day before Thanksgiving, and we are live streaming on Thanksgiving. So when you get done getting mad at your family, come tune into the Millionaire Morning Show. You know what I'm saying? Big Hertification in the building says we are regressing rapidly in America. Oh, Cardi B gonna explain it to us in a little bit. Don't worry about it. Ex-son husband. Oh, I like that name. Says longtime hater. Well, yeah, because you were ex-son husband. So when you was a son husband, that's when you was hating on me. But now you coming to the back. Shout out to you, ex-son husband in the building. I appreciate you. Says, however, I can't hate on the consistency. Side note, you tripping if you think the Lions is going to be in the Super Bowl. I'll see you in February. We got the Super Bowl in February, and then we got the draft in Detroit in April. Lions, I will see you in February, ex-son husband. Remember you said that. Anybody want to take a bet? I'm taking all bets. You know I'm a betting man. Jay Hunter Lee is in the building. Shout out to you, Jay Hunter Lee. Says, brother AD, this is very sad, but the women here in Florida are very bad when it comes to their men choices. I know it's everywhere, but since I moved here from D.C., the bad choices in men is at an all-time high, especially in the Tampa area. In the Tampa area? I love Tampa. Not in the Tampa area. A lot of my family moved down there to Tampa. Shout out to Jay Hunter Lee. I appreciate you for being a longtime supporter of the show. Well, let's go over to Chicago really quickly. And contrary to popular belief, I am not holding Brandon Johnson accountable today. Brandon Johnson, as long as he keeps quiet for the rest of the week, is getting a reprieve. Brandon, you're welcome. All of the people over there in Chicago, you're welcome. All of the politicians over there in Chicago doing the things that's not in the best interest of the residents, you're welcome. You're welcome. But Chicago, it ain't getting no better, y'all. It ain't getting no better. Before we go over and to see what's happening with these city girl mayors, because we're going to bring them to the front of the congregation shortly, I want to give y'all a little bit of update of what's happening in Chicago. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Chicago police are also searching for the shooter who killed two 14-year-old boys who were found dead in a Chatham alley over the weekend. CBS 2 is learning their deaths could be connected to car thefts in that area. Our Tara Molina is live from police headquarters. And Tara, you spoke to people who live there.
That's right, Erica. And they say they're hearing gunshots and seeing cars stolen constantly. But to have two teenagers killed in the alley nearby, they say something needs to happen to have all of this addressed across Chicago.
Now, before we deep dive into this story, let's take into consideration what's been communicated to us. Gunshots, bullets whizzing, lots of things happening, bang, 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 bang. Teens inside of Chicago doing things that they're not supposed to do. But then they heard gunshots inside of an alley, and they found two teens, lifeless. So, on the outset, what do you guys say about this? Before we deep dive even further into the story, I want to get the sentiment in the chat, and I want to understand exactly what you guys think about this. Hot Candy says a lot is going on in Chicago and many places. They're not talking about our world. In danger, need Jesus Christ bad. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. What up, Twal? I see you late to the party. But good morning. What do y'all think on the outset about this? 2 teens found lifeless, bang, bang, gunshots, middle of the daytime. What do y'all think about this so far? What's y'all general sentiment? Could be drug related. Why was they out that late? It was the daytime. It wasn't late. Them kids killing kids. Sad. Evil is on 3,000. Amen. Hot Candy. Watch out for retaliation. Says Andre. Okay, Dre, you said watch out for retaliation. Freight Train said them kids is killing kids. Somebody sent them on their way as they were thieving. I think the boys got caught up and paid the price. All right, so let's talk about it.
89th and Cottage Grove.
The caller heard about 14 shots from the next block over.
Sunday afternoon, broad daylight.
So I know once you see red, take man down.
In this case, boys. 2 14-year-olds killed. Officials have only released one of their names, 14-year-old Rashad Dorsey. Andrew Boone lives feet away. He told me he still can't believe it.
So when I came past, I seen the bodies laying on the ground. I'm like, I thought they was grown, though. I didn't know that they was 14 until like.
Ain't nothing like walking past on your way home and then seeing the bodies laid on the ground. What kind of world do we live in to where you in a major city and we just see bodies laying on the ground in broad daylight? In broad daylight, you walk home and you see 2 bodies on the ground. Bang, bang. What kind of world do we live in? Let's continue.
A little later.
But the first calls that came into police here.
This one's coming in as an auto theft in progress. A hysterical female states a man is stealing her car.
Related to car thefts in the area.
About 14 to 15 years of age who are trying to steal the neighbor's vehicle out of the alley. They're all wearing black hoodies, unknown weapons. They did use something to break the window. So
young boys, teenagers, running up in people's stuff, breaking the windows, running around with hoodies, threats to society, a woman saying that her car is possibly getting stolen, all of that. They running up and taking people's stuff. And allegedly, they have been doing this for an extended period of time, running up in people's stuff. Let's continue.
The 2 that are shot are possible offenders.
Chicago police will not say if the 2 boys shot were involved in the attempted car theft, if there are any other crimes connected to the deadly shooting, or if they've identified the shooter, telling me they're still investigating. But Andrew says
they coming out early in the morning or late, just prowling. Like the people in the neighborhood, you will see that they comes out and checks on their cars. That's how bad it is.
Cars are being targeted in this neighborhood constantly.
Like back to back to back to back. The other day, I was on my way to work, and they were trying to steal a lady car from the church.
And while we don't know if the 2 boys killed here were involved, we do know they are now among the 54 children shot and killed in Chicago this year.
54 between 12 and 17 this year. 54 between 12 and 17. They stealing from the church. They stealing from your houses. They stealing in front of your houses. They preventing you from being able to get to work, preventing you from being able to go and worship the Lord. 54 between the ages of 12 and 17 that's been reported to have been shot and killed this year.
Between 12 and 17 years old. Andrew says he would like to see more for teenagers to get involved in, to keep them away from the constant crime he's seeing in his own neighborhood.
Like they need to get them in some type of programs where they can work and get some money or do. I feel like if you get some money, your mind won't be just wasting time.
Or parents need to parent, or some people don't need to be having children in the first place. Here's my question, because we had a lot of conversation and a lot was communicated on this live or on this clip about the teens and what happened and the red tape, man down, hand down, man down. Shout out to Mark Jackson. Here's my question. Because admittedly, I'm not as bothered about this. I am bothered because our cultural norms are trash, but admittedly, I'm not as bothered about this as I am about the Florida woman from Orlando who is no longer here with us, and her 4 children no longer have a mother, while her ex-husband is sitting in jail for shooting at the house of his ex-girlfriend. I don't feel the same way about this one, right? Because what do you think is going to happen if these boys that are able to do harm like men are running rampant in a community, terrorizing it? What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Let me tell you something. I grew up with a lot of people not familiar with what it is that's some of my life, right? And I grew up in a neighborhood where we took care of a lot of people, and a lot of those people were also long lost family members. And I had a cousin, right? I had a cousin, and his name was Reggie, right? And me and Reg grew up at the same time. He was 2 years older than me. Me and Reg grew up at the same time, 2 years older than me. And Reg chose one path and I chose a completely different path. And we were like peas in a pod. That was my guy. His father was a lawyer. And me and Reg, we took 2 different paths. And Reg wanted to be in the streets. And he came back and he had on all of this money and all of this stuff. And I'm like, man, where you getting so much money from? He said, yeah, man, I'm getting to it. Reg moved out to California. He ran away from home because he wanted to be in the streets. He wanted to go out and do his own thing. And he said that I'm going to be out here in the streets. Reg was out here doing crime, and Reg got shot in the back by the police. And then my mom had to fly out there in order to bury him. I know too many people in my real life.
Hey, Anton, what's up, babe?
What's up, Ma? You busy? I'm on a live stream.
Not really. Just got here to get my nails done, but I gotta wait for a little bit anyway. What's going on, sir?
Can you speak a little bit about, and if you don't feel like it, then that's okay too. Can you speak a little bit about Reggie?
Sure. He was my nephew. Came to live with me when he was like 7 or 8. He was very, very young, and I raised him, me and your dad. He was a typical little boy, and then he one day decided to go find his biological mother, and his dad. I take that back. Let me back up. His dad picked him up from my house, picked him up from school, and without my consent, and took him away, took him back to him, to his own self, to be with him. And then he was 17.
Yep.
And he decided to go off. He left my brother and went and to venture out on his own, or I hear that it was because he wanted to go find his biological mom. I don't know, because he was kind of stolen from me. But long story short, him and a group of guys were robbing a party store, was the story I got. The police came. He started running, shot him in the butt, and I lost him. He passed. Yep, that's 17. Yeah. So what's going on with this story?
No, because I'm listening and I'm reading this story about these young kids in Chicago that just got kind of sort of a similar story, in that they got caught up and they found them in the alley dead.
Oh, yeah. Running off on their own devices. But if he was still with me and his dad never took him from us, he probably would still be alive today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was raised with y'all. So I had 5 boys, actually. Well, there's quite a few others, but that's the basics of Reggie. So.
Yeah, that's tripped out.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think about Reggie often too, but
You gotta let that go.
yeah, he was still a child of mine, and so it's nothing like, you lose a child. That's serious right there. That never leaves you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not affected, in any kind of negative way by it, but that's just something that's with you forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call you and talk to you later. I heard Greg flew into town today.
Yep, he's here with Chastity and Andre.
All right. Yeah, I'll be out there in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Talk to you later. Love you. Bye-bye.
A lot of people are not familiar with a lot of the things that other people that you see on these platforms go through. I've seen a lot of people. It's been a lot of people that's come and gone in my life, whether it be family members or people that I knew in the hood and stuff like that, and they just no longer with us. They no longer with us. I've seen people that I grew up with, and then you just don't see them no more. I've seen a lot of people fall off. A lot of people die. A lot of people die around you. And so, when you predicted to not even make it to 21 because of everything that happens all around you, when I see stories like this, I understand what's going on inside of our communities. It's a reason why I decided to stay in my city and continue to participate in the growth of my city. It's a reason why we continue to push forward and why I say the culture is trash, because it's been so many people around me that has passed away and died as a result of it. When I speak on women then being in control of their sons and sons going out to find their mamas and live with their mamas, and then they wind up getting involved in stuff that they're not supposed to be in the first place, I'm not speaking from a person that's just observing on the outside looking in. I'm speaking from the fact that I know exactly what it takes in order to be able to raise a son or to raise a boy, because I've adopted them and I've raised them and I've poured into our community, and I see different things that happen throughout society, and I understand what it takes in order to raise a boy or raise a man. So when I see certain things happen and I recall different things that's played out in my childhood, my adulthood, when I've seen so many different guys come through our household and be raised by my mother and my father, and then I be and my brothers are, and several of them made it out, but then some of them didn't, and some of the circumstances behind it, it comes from an environment where they're being raised in a culture that is not best for them. And this is why I say the culture is trash. I'm not saying the culture is trash because I don't like the music. Yeah, the music is hypnotic and methodical, and it teaches you how to look at women a certain way, and how to rob, and how to steal, and how to cook crack and coke, and how to measure it, and how to take a perk 30 and all of that. But it don't necessarily help you to understand the real reason why we so down as a culture and as a society is because the proactive steps in order for you to continue to make a better decision don't come. And when you raise children in single parent households and in environments that then teach them how to do the worst things for us, often at times it's going to create a culture that's trash, and the children are the ones that's going to pay for the sins of their mothers and their fathers. The children are going to be the ones that pay for the sins of their mothers and their fathers. When these young boys messed around and found out, nobody thought to ask, well, where's their parents? Where's their parents? Listen, I would be willing to bet money. I would be willing to bet money that they are raised in a single parent household. I would be willing to bet money that they were raised in a single parent household. I would be willing to put it up that they were raised in a single parent household. The kids are paying for the sins of their fathers and their mothers. And the culture is still trash. Don't believe me? All right. Well, let's see what Cardi got to say about it. Cardi had some things to say about what is going on with Biden and police and sanitation in New York and stuff like that. And it's recently went viral. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Before we get over to Cardi, I put this in order for a reason. Before we get over to Cardi, we got to make sure that we bring another city girl mayor to the front of the congregation. This mayor's name is Jessica Ancona. Jessica Ancona. And she just so happened to not be black. I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Look at her, y'all. Svelte, got her figure in order. Smiling, got her teeth done. Check this out.
I criticized her.
And I thank y'all for continuing to send me this information inside of my chat. Keep it coming. Or keep inside of my email. Keep it coming.
You know, I felt I had every right to call her out on her behavior.
El Monte resident Gabby Leos makes it very clear how she feels about Mayor Jessica Ancona.
You're a disgrace. You're disrespectful.
She accuses Mayor Ancona of using her power and position to try to silence and intimidate her.
I don't understand how a person in her position can spend so much time wanting to retaliate and harass a resident.
The bad blood started in 2022 when Ancona ran for a second term. Leos, a longtime community activist and volunteer with the city, says she was distributing these flyers for a meeting about traffic safety. But she says Mayor Ancona assumed she was campaigning for her opponent and allegedly yelled at her.
I showed her the flyers and I said, these are stop flyers. And then she turned around and she goes, well, I wouldn't put it past you. And I thought, whoa, like, where's that coming from?
Angered by that encounter, Leos went home and wrote a long email addressed to the mayor and the city council.
Azriel says, is this Texas? No, I believe this is California. So El Monte, California, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me, but I think it's El Monte, California. We got a lot of these small towns that's being ran by women, and they running them like mob bosses. Let's continue.
In that strongly worded email, Leos called Ancona a chola and a couple of other words we can't say on the news.
What's a chola? Before I continue, what is a chola? Somebody help me to understand what a chola is. Let me look this up. Chola. Oh, they calling her like a gang member. Referring to a Peruvian, Bolivian, Mexican, or many others of descent who usually grew up in a low-income tough and may wear stereotypical clothes, slang term used in parts of the U.S. So it basically means that you a thug. So you a gangster or you a thug. That's basically what she's... Y'all said it, y'all thought she meant churro. Churro. Oh, so she basically called her a thug. She said, oh, so you a thug. You a thug out here in these streets. Okay, all right. So we got some gangsterism going over there with the others, the people that's not black, but city girls nonetheless.
The news.
She sent the email to my job. She reached out to a liaison at my company and she forwarded them the email.
According to a lawsuit filed against the city of El Monte and Mayor Ancona, repeated phone calls were made to the plaintiff's employer by Mayor Ancona, alleging that Leos was criticizing her on social media while on company time and that she was representing the utility company she works for. That allegation led to Leos being the focus of a 6-month ethics investigation.
I mean, to go after my employer, my livelihood, she didn't take none of that into consideration, used her power as a mayor to try and pull her weight to terminate me, to get...
Okay, so doxing comes in multiple different forms, but in this case, when she decided that she wanted to go against the mayor and send an email, mayor said, all right, let me find out where you work at, and I'm going to call your employer and make sure that you try to get fired. Hey, women are vicious. Women are vicious. Women are vicious. They will come for your job. They will come for your man. They will make sure that they call your employer, and then you got to ask yourself, wait a minute, so the mayor ain't got nothing better to do, or this woman ain't got nothing better to do than to send emails back and forth and calling each other's employers and trying to get people fired? Look at this sweet woman that's under me. Look at this sweet woman that's under me. Y'all think that this woman would call this lady's employer and try to get her fired and say that she moving on company time or whatever like that? Woo-wee. Woo-wee.
Get me terminated.
We contacted Mayor Ancona for comment on this story, but she declined to respond to the allegations.
This case really comes down to, the right to criticize government officials and not be retaliated against.
Attorney David Torres Segrest is representing Leos. He says when the mayor...
Hold on, buddy. I know you're not even typing nothing. So they got the camera on him. Hey, I hate it when they pan away from him and they act like they actually doing some work. Hey, check this guy out. Like he's really typing something. Look.
Criticize government officials and not be retaliated against.
Attorney David Torres Segrest is representing Leos. He hit
HHJKLL, HHJKLL about 5 different times. He was not typing that fast. Stop. He wasn't even typing anything. But we're going to continue to rock out with it.
He says when the mayor couldn't get his client fired, she banned Leos from volunteering for any city-related events.
She, the mayor, verbally told everyone that my client used my client's name, was not to be a volunteer in any way, shape, or form within the city of El Monte ever again.
Among the claims of retaliation in the lawsuit, Leos claims Mayor Ancona sent a public works crew to paint the curb red outside of her house.
They came and they tried to minimize the amount of space that I have in front of my house so that I don't have parking space for my car.
So they could tow your car. Hey, listen, fam. These female mayors, one thing I could say about a lot of the male mayors, they don't necessarily retaliate in a way that a lot of these female mayors. A lot of these women and these city girl mayors, they are leveraging their power to go after the residents inside of these cities, and they doing whatever it is that they can do it. Listen, calling somebody's job, trying to get them fired, painting a curb red so that you can try to prevent them from being able to park in front of their house and get their car towed. Listen, man, you cannot then deploy city services to make people uncomfortable that criticize you on your job. What is wrong with these women? You cannot deploy city services and police officers and fire department to go over there and try to make other people uncomfortable in their residences because they criticize you on your job. What is wrong with y'all city girl mayors? Y'all not able to put away y'all emotions and just continue to do your job effectively? So what that they don't like the fact that you won another term? You won another term. So what that they don't care that your style of leadership? So y'all gonna retaliate and y'all gonna make it 10 times worse? Y'all do know that y'all then putting yourselves at a disadvantage, right? Because when I put something up on a Millionaire Morning Show, it sometimes tend to catch flames and then it turns into fire. And then people start to know your name, and then now your administration want to try to contact me and email me and say, Anton, can you please take the video down? And I'll be like, nope. Boop. Public. No, I'm not taking it down. Not until you do an interview with me. Listen, for all of y'all government officials that keep reaching out to me that ain't got nothing to offer me, tell your people that I will do an interview with you because I want to ask you some targeted questions, and then I will take the videos down. And I have no problem taking the video down because then you giving me the clarification in order to understand why you was over there painting somebody's curb red so that y'all can tow their car. But don't email me. Call me. We'll talk. Let my people talk to your people, and then your people gonna talk to my people. Then you can come up on the platform and we can have a conversation, And then I'll let you tell your side of the story and I'll remove the video. And I'm cool with that. I don't have no problem with it. But don't hide behind an email. Come on, Cleavish. Come on, Cleavish. Oh, this ain't the end of the story. Check it out.
Leo spotted, and the red curb is on pause for now. But a few months ago at a public event, something else happened involving the mayor.
Out in public, she sends a known gang member from El Monte Flores to intimidate my client.
Mayor Ancona, seen here wearing a green top, appears to motion to the tall man wearing the number 92 jersey. He points his finger and then walks over to Leos, who is recording on her phone.
Hey, why are you recording her?
Leos explains that she's recording because the mayor's friends were recording her.
Do you know that this mayor right here, she called my job and tried to get me fired? Did you know that? He tells me that he's from, you know, a gang in our neighborhood. And at that point, I kind of stopped filming.
Well, the person that comes up to the camera, I recognize as a person by the moniker of Tall.
El Monte Police Chief Jake Fisher won't get into the battle between the mayor and the resident, but he does confirm the identity of the man seen with Mayor Ancona.
He's a known, verified local street gang member who recently was released or put on probation, federal probation.
What is up with these city girl mayors? And let's be clear, a city girl mayor is not just a mayor that's a black woman. A city girl mayor can be a mayor of any color, but that they out here hanging out with gang members, sending goons, deploying city services, and they got it out. They got it out for them. Yo, she motioned and she sent the thugs over there. She got people that's thugging for her and sent the thugs over there. That even the police department know who they are. The El Monte, the police department, they said, oh, yeah, we know who that is. He just got on probation. He just got released. And he out here thugging, and he a known gang member. What is wrong with y'all? Don't y'all know that we live in a social media era and you can't get away with that? Chambers said we need to bring Memphis to the front of the congregation. What Memphis do? What Memphis do, Chambers? Tell me what Memphis did inside of the chat.
They're being in federal prison for some time.
For Leos, that confirmation concerns her. She keeps wondering, what is next?
You've now crossed so many lines with me because I called you a chola. I criticized you for your behavior, and this is the extent you're going to? When is she going to stop?
That was Gina Silva reporting. Fox 11 received a response from Mayor Ancona's attorneys. Quote, the court currently has our client's motion to dismiss plaintiff's complaint under submission. We'll have no further comment until the court has ruled on this motion, but are confident that the facts will support our position that there is no liability on the part of the city or the mayor.
Read just like a mob boss. Listen to this. Court currently has our client's motion to dismiss plaintiff's complaint under submission. We will have no further comment until the court has ruled on this motion, but are confident that the facts will support our position that there is no liability on the part of the city or the mayor. Interesting. Hold on, give me a second. Let's see if we can figure this out. You know what the part of this show is. You know what we do. Monte. Man, I want to make sure that I got. Okay, that's it. That's it. I got you. Monte, California. Government. Let's see if we can get some understanding what's going on here.
Thank you for calling the City of Almonte. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. For English, please press 1. Para español, oprima dos. Welcome to the City of Almonte. Please stay on the line to reach our city directory. For the city clerk's office, press 1. For building, planning, animal control, code enforcement, and housing, press 2. For the finance department, press 3. For human resources, press 4. For parks and recreation, press 5. For the police department, press 6. For public works, press 7. To reach the mayor, council members, or city manager,
please press 8. For the operator.
They got something better to do in El Monte, California?
Hello?
Hi. This is... I'm sorry, who am I speaking with?
This is the city manager's office. Letty?
Hi, how you doing? My name is Anton Daniels. I'm a vlogger, and you guys are recently making the news as far as the mayor. Is it any way that I can get in touch with the mayor's office?
She's not in the office. I could take a message or I could transfer you to her voicemail.
Yeah, if you can take a message and relay it to her, I'd be absolutely happy and ecstatic.
Okay, your name is?
My name is Anton, Anton, last name Daniels.
Okay. Mr. Daniel?
Yeah.
And your phone number?
It is 313.
And your message?
Yeah, I'd love to be able to get an interview with her if possible because, I'm just curious as to, how it is at, addressing some of the complaints with city government and stuff like that. And I think that things are, honestly, I'm a fan of Jessica and, I think that she's not being able to tell her side of the story, but all of these news agencies is reporting on you guys and stuff like that. I just want to be able to, get the other side of it because I'm a huge fan and I'm a supporter of Jessica, and I think that she's probably doing a phenomenal job over there in El Monte.
Okay, and I can take your. I'll make sure she gets your message.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
You said you wanted to interview her. Do you work for a newspaper or?
Yes.
Or chat?
No, not a newspaper. I work for myself. I'm a pretty big YouTuber.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, love.
You're welcome, sir.
So hopefully we can get Jessica on the line. I don't know, man. I'm shooting from the hip. All right, cut me some slack. I'm shooting from the hip. All right, y'all said that was her. Well, here, let me tell y'all what the key is, right? Let me tell y'all what the key is. Let me put my ringer online. The key is to not put her name inside of the live stream's title so that when they type in their name, they don't necessarily see you talking negatively about them, and then they can be like, oh, man, he really is a fan. I don't know. I'm shooting from the hip. I'm trying to figure it out as I go. We going to try to figure it out, all right? Let me read some of these super chats, and then we go from there. You know what I'm saying? Black Silver Chair in the building says, the culture is culturing as usual. Y'all a mess inside of the chat. Let's see. A MyFi says, Blackistan's aim is to destroy us all. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. We Call BS Podcast says they need to get Andre 3 Stack CD and chill out on some day. Hey, y'all heard them flutes? That was going on. Y'all heard them flutes on Andre 3000 new album. 187 says, what they doing out here to get shot? Maybe there's a Frank Castle out here doing some plumbing. Young men stop the degeneracy or face the consequences. Now, shout out to 187. Keno was in the building, says, have you caught wind of James Whitner? And the Fed case announced international money laundering scheme should be a great topic to go. No, send that to me. Send that to me, Keno. I'm not familiar with it. I don't know stuff unless y'all tell me. Amafi is in the building, says, can't wait until the real City Girl Mayor's reality show. That would be a great show. Maybe I could produce it. Big Hertification says, I'm from Compton, grew up amongst Mexican games. No cap, that lady has the look and language of a chola. She's just older. Google the image of La Chola. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to do some more research on her. I'm going to see what's happening out here. K7 says, hell knoweth no fury. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. And then my dog, Trey D, is in the building, says, sassy, urban, modern, hustling equals city girl. Hey, do we need to start doing a city girl mayors or a city girl public office segment of the show? I don't know. Let me get into this Cardi B situation, because Cardi B has some choice words for our government officials. Cardi B has been going real viral lately. She getting her Candace Owens on. Let's visit Cardi B and what she had to say about what's going on over in New York and her still endorsing Biden.
Angry bitch right now. I'm an angry ass bitch right now.
Cardi B, stop with the language before we get started with the show. Good gosh almighty, that is not ladylike.
I'm an angry bitch. Y'all need to get in here, because I'm about to go off right now. Right now. Yeah, I'm about to go off right now. Come on in. Hold up.
Cardi.
Oh, y'all outside, because usually I be having like 30,000 people by now, but I have 24,000.
30,000 is crazy.
This fucking video. I need y'all to spread this video, and if something happens to me, it's because I'm speaking truth. So God forbid something happens to me or my family or some shit, is because the niggas is after me, because.
Hey, hold on. Let's be very, very, very clear here, okay? First and foremost, how come when everybody start having a red pill awakening moment that they start to think that everybody is against them? How come when everybody start to have their awakening moment and they start to get that aha, that they start to do it with a disclaimer? Now they starting to do it with a disclaimer. Hey, listen, I am not trying to harm myself. I am not suicidal. I do not feel any kind of way or whatever, so on and so forth. People always preface it by saying, why y'all think that somebody trying to come for y'all now that y'all starting to get y'all an awakening moment? No? Now somebody want to do something to you. Now y'all want to be woke. Now y'all want to pay attention to what's going on. Now y'all think that somebody is against. How come nobody thought that they was against them when they start? Nobody is tripping when they advocate for the black community. Black power, Black Lives Matters. Republicans are against us. Endorse Biden. The system is against us. Nobody is worried about getting taken out. And they could say some of the... listen, I'm about to play the video, but I just want to preface this by saying this. When you doing the things that's the worst for the community, nobody is scared. Have y'all noticed that? You could say the most egregious words against the very people that you lay next to. You could say kick, slit, cut, butt, tuck, rip, sell drugs to your community, poison it with fentanyl. I missed the 17.5. I got it for the same price as Dwayne Wade, Jay-Z. I'm snitching, tear everything up, rip up your community, dog your women, pour all of the drugs in the community, tear up your houses, shoot up everything, get out, get back in, get back out. I got the clout. You could say and do anything that you want to. None of those channels get removed. None of them get demonetized. Nobody has any problem with it. Everybody got on a Free Ray shirt, and ain't nobody saying nothing wrong. Nobody worried about going away. Ain't nobody worried about nobody doing nothing to them. Listen, you can do all of the most egregious stuff, come out, tell your story, get back rich again, and then sign a bunch of other people to your music label and then let them put out all of the stuff too. And nobody is worried. Nobody got nothing to say whatsoever. But the minute that you start talking about and criticizing the way that the budgets is going and whether or not we agree with the migrant crisis and the border walls and sanitation, and you start becoming a concerned citizen, now you got to get a preface your conversation by saying, listen, I'm not suicidal. Nothing is ever going to happen to me. I don't feel no type of way. If something happened to me, y'all, they came for me. Nobody cares when your life is on the line every day. You shooting and ducking and dodging and dealing and wheeling and got chicks after you trying to line you up and ain't nobody tripping. But the minute you become a family man and you start being concerned about the city budgets and the government decisions of whether or not they want to go to war with Ukraine and fund Israel and the Taiwan semiconductor chip shortage, all of a sudden you get a little bit scared. Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all noticed that? Now they want to arrest you. You took out 20 of your homies. I don't know if y'all remember the video where Cardi B was like, yeah, I used to get dudes set up because I had to eat. And so if they had money, you know what I'm saying, I would take them back to. She used to talk about openly getting dudes set up. Nobody cared. Now she's concerned. She's sitting in a house with a house robe on, a bonnet, and she has children. And now we want to talk about whether or not people is going to do something to us because we telling the truth. Just an observation. Just an observation. Let's continue. When you're more worried about doing something getting done to you where you going away when you're not even living a life no more, that's when you know it's a problem within society.
I'm speaking the truth. And here's the truth, right? In New York, there is a $120 million budget cut. There's a $120 million budget cut in New York.
Now, she's a little off on her numbers because $120 million is only per one department. There's a 5% budget cut across the board. So I think it's like 30-something million in sanitation, 120-something million in education. No, $1 billion in education, 120-something million in police force. So it's literally billions that's being cut. When you talk about, I think they got like $160 million budget or something like that. Let me look it up again. New York City, the mayor manages like a $160 million budget. New York City budget. Say $107 billion. When you in hundreds of millions of dollars, a 5% cut across the board means that you're cutting billions, not millions, billions. So they may attach it to a specific agency and say, well, this agency budget was this, and so the cut to that agency at 5% is going to be $30 million. Her numbers are a little bit off, but her message is not. All right, so I just want to preface this by saying that.
That is going to affect schools, public libraries, and the police department. Y'all know I don't give a fuck about the cops, but like it is what it is. There's going to be an $120 million budget cut.
Don't shoot the messenger. Just listen to the message.
With schools, with libraries, and the cops, and the police department. And a $5 million budget cut in sanitation. Of a budget cut in sanitation. Bitch,
5%, which is about $30 million, baby.
We're going to be drowning with rats. We're going to be drowning in fucking rats. So we are going to be having a budget cut on these shits. Mind you, and this is why I said, this is what I'm telling y'all, I'm not this year. Don't fucking ask me. I don't give a fuck the resume that they send. I don't give a fuck. I'm not endorsing no fucking presidents no more. Because how is there a $100 million budget cut in New York City for fucking schools, library, police safety, and sanitation? Yeah, Joe Biden's talking about, like, yeah, we could fund two wars. Motherfuckers talking about we don't got it, but we got it. Like, we're the greatest nation. No, the fuck we're not. We're going through some shit right now. Like, say it. We're really going through, we really are fucked right now. $120 million. Like, where these kids are gonna go? Like, I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I'm whatever the fuck. But like, what's gonna happen to my nieces? What's gonna happen to my nephews? What's gonna happen to my cousins, my aunts, my friends? That's living in the hood. Fuck the hood. Like, my shit. Like, I don't give a fuck if I live in Jersey, bitch. I'm from the Bronx. I don't want to see my shit affected. The Bronx, Brooklyn, it's going to affect the whole New York. $120 million budget cut on schools, libraries, police department, and sanitation. Bitch, New York is already fucking super dirty. Like, yo, you know what's embarrassing? Like, it's like, you know, like, I know people.
She not wrong. I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, yeah, okay. So she said really, 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 really. Need to throw some more adjectives in there, and that's cool. But she's not wrong. I remember when everybody was on Cardi's side when Cardi was going back and forth with Candace Owens. Y'all got short memories. Listen, don't criticize the messenger. Pay attention also to the message. Remember when everybody was on Cardi's side when Candace Owens was going back and forth with her when she endorsed Joe Biden in order to become president of the United States. That means that Candace was right. The very person that y'all were against, now they're starting to switch over to the same talking points. May not be able to articulate it the same way. We're switching over to the same talking points that Candace Owens had. But you know what's wrong? Nobody's ever going to admit that Candace was right when she was going back and forth with Cardi B, when Cardi B then endorsed Joe Biden to become president of the United States in the first place. See, I say, y'all need to own it. Y'all need to own it. Don't get mad at the very person that you voted in when they did the thing that they told you that they was going to do, and now you sitting here getting mad at them. Now you don't want to endorse them? Come on. Remember when y'all used y'all platform, y'all 100 million followers on multiple different platforms in order to get these people in office? Remember when y'all voted and y'all advocated for a second term of Eric Adams becoming the mayor, basically the president of New York, but the mayor of New York, and now Eric Adams made it a sanctuary city, said that he was going to stand on that they will remain a sanctuary city, and now they want to cut budgets as far as your kids being able to go to school while having more kids in the school, sanitation, even though y'all had a rat problem, police, even though y'all said that y'all wanted to advocate against the police and defund the police. Wait. You wanted to defund the police, they're defunding the police, just not the way that you thought that they was going to do it. You wanted to defund the police, now they defunding the police, and now you mad. You wanted to leave the borders open, they left the borders open, and now you mad. And I ain't talking about Cardi, I'm talking about people in general. You wanted to have open borders and then say everybody belongs, kumbaya, until it was at your doorstep, and now you feeling some type of way. You didn't know you was going to have to pay for it? You didn't know that they was going to allocate resources over to it? See, it was cool as long as it wasn't your money. As long as it was down there in Texas and Florida and Arizona, nobody tripped about it. Nobody tripped about it. Nobody had a problem until they said that, listen, we got to take a 5% budget cut because we need to start funding this thing with the monies that y'all are contributing into it in order to make sure that these things is taken care of. Nobody tripped. Nobody tripped. Everybody was rolling and rocking and getting it, and they were celebrating. Y'all was wearing Eat the Rich shirts, defund the police, Black Lives Matters. Well, fast forward to the end of 2023. Black Lives Matters was actually a fraud, or the biggest fraud organization that we've ever seen in our entire lives. Fuck Cesar Pena. I'm sorry. Sorry for the church. Sorry, church. I'm getting it together. God ain't done with me yet. Forget Cesar Pena. Forget Jay Morrison. Forget all of these other dudes that y'all saying is out here running whatever it is, who y'all wanted. Why ain't nobody go out there except for Candace Owens to expose Black Lives Matters? How come we don't have any of our people that is the hardest people that is paying attention to what's going on with all of these fraud and stuff over here, not paying attention to where all of the money is going and doing an investigation over there as far as in Chicago and seeing who the organizations that all of the money is being deployed to? How come ain't nobody talking about the hotel owners that's making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars with the agreement that they have with the migrants that stay inside of the hotel while they also fund Tent City? And who's the people that's getting inside of these things? Am I the only C student that's paying attention to what's going on out here in society? Am I the only C student that's paying attention to what's going on out here in society? You got the Gulf, pipelines busting, oil, 1.1 million already of oil anticipated happening in the Gulf. You got migrants coming in. We funding 2 wars, budget cuts inside of New York. Chicago ain't got enough money. They running at a deficit while the Lions is beating up on the Chicago Bears. Neither here nor there. Denver legalized marijuana and said that was going to plug in all of the budget holes. Meanwhile, they running at an even higher deficit. And they became a migrant city. People in Atlanta is running over to Houston. Houston is being overrun. They don't even have the infrastructure to be able to hold all of y'all while they got all of the diseases running rampant over there. Black community is in shambles. Kids is getting killed inside of Chicago. Women getting put inside of boxes over in Orlando, Florida. And y'all sitting here talking about Will Smith and Jada because she trying to sell a book.
From California, I know people from Atlanta, so we always be like, yeah, New York is the greatest place in the world. Yeah, they be like, New York is dirty, and it is dirty, and we're gonna get even dirtier with the fucking budget cut. And yeah, we talking about we could fund 2 wars. That's like a nigga trying to front like, yeah, I got the money to support 2 bitches, but you really don't.
Oh, hey, that's where the talent stood out. She got the metaphors. And that metaphor hit though. Listen, y'all can say what y'all want about Cardi, but she pulled that metaphor out of her behind. She said, yo, talking about we can fund 2 wars while we having problems over here in America is like talking about you can take care of 2 hoes at the same time. You can't. You can't support them hoes lifestyle. Yo. We got to rewind that one. Hold on. Cardi hit us with a metaphor. I might have to throw that one on as a soundbite.
With the fucking budget cut. And yeah, we talking about we could fund 2 wars. That's like a nigga trying to front like, yeah, I got the money to support 2 bitches, but you really don't.
Yo, she said that you can't have 2 women at the same time. You got to take care of home first. Yo, that is the perfect analogy for what's happening with these wars. Seriously, that is the perfect analogy. We had a budget deficit. The government can't come to a conclusion in order to fully fund things that's going on here. Social Security is completely out of whack and you paying for something in the Ponzi. Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. We are paying for something that we not even guaranteed to have the money for when we get old enough to retire. We can't depend on social. We paying now for you being retired at 70 years old. And then we hoping that we going to have something for it. And so they continue to raise the age of retirement, hoping that we die off before we can get any Social Security benefits. Yo, that is a fact. We don't even take care of home, but we talking about how we can fund 2 hoes at the same time. She own it. She's right. She's 100% right. Don't shoot the messenger. Pay attention to the message. She said that's like a dude talking about how he can take care of 2 women at the same time and you can't. You ain't got it. You ain't even built like that. You can't even handle the house that you got already. I'm just telling you the truth. She's 100% right. She's 100% right. Social Security is a Ponzi scheme.
Y'all talk about y'all don't make negotiation with the ops. Well, y'all need to sit the fuck down with these people and find agreement. No, we cannot fund these fucking wars. We can't. Keep it a bean. We can't. Like y'all
right.
doing budget cuts on the biggest city in the United States. Somebody said Cardi look behind.
Nah, cook queen.
Stop playing with me. This shit is getting out of hand. We're really going. They don't want to say the word, but we're going through a recession right now. We really, really, really fucking are.
Is she right?
Major Eric said it.
It's not Major Cardi, Mayor, not Major Eric's. Mayor Eric Adams. Listen, I love it what she's saying right now. I am the last 2 times that Cardi B has done a live stream in which it went viral, I have been the biggest advocate and supporter of what she's been saying because right is right regardless of, listen, you may not like her nails, you may not like her bonnet, you may not like her house coat or anything like that, but when people are right, they're right. You got to be objective enough to remove how you feel about one thing to have a conversation about whether or not they're accurate on another thing, right? And when she's right, she's right. She's right. We can't fund 2 wars in the same way that your homeboy can't handle 2 hoes at the same time talking about them funding their lifestyle. Keep on sending them on Spirit. Bro, $54 flights here to there, that's not going to keep working. That's not going to keep working. She's on it. She's right.
A budget cut. going on in New York. And little by little, it's going to go in your states.
She right.
Okay?
I feel like she watching a Millionaire Morning Show.
This is fucking crazy. And then, you know what? I told myself this week, like, yo, the internet right now is too dark because celebrity drama, of course, we love it. We infuse with it. We watch it. But it's like, yo, that's little of what's really going on in the world right now.
She's right. I mean, she's 100% right. I don't think it's anything here more to see right now. She's right. You can feel how you feel about her. You cannot necessarily like her music. I don't listen to her music. Her music is not necessarily for me. But when she's wrong, and you got to be objective enough to criticize the message that's being communicated, they're wrong. And when they're right, they're right. And for Cardi B and a C student like Anton from AntonDaniels.com, start having a conversation talking specifically about how we cannot afford to continue to do the things that we've been doing. And she's right. And then you know that we really have some incompetence inside of our federal government. The other side of it is, though, I think that y'all getting exactly what y'all deserved. If y'all voted for this, if this is the thing that you wanted, then this is the thing that you get, and you shouldn't complain as a result of getting it. Shout out to Cardi B. Listen. Let me read a couple of super chats, and then I'm going to get y'all up out of here for the day because we are at the 2-hour mark, and I try not to go too long past the 2-hour mark. We're going to be streaming all week. Again, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We're doing a Pitch Your Business series this weekend where I'm looking for 10 to 15 people in order to give them anywhere from $500 to $2,000 in order to be able to fund a business or get their ideas vetted out effectively. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. I just updated the link this morning. And then I'm going to update it again on Sunday, the 26th, for those of you that are bag chasers and are participating in the Pitch Your Business series. Bag for Bag says you're going to interview a whole cartel leader. Well, hopefully I got a distance far enough away from them where I won't be affected. You know what I'm saying? 187 says, did you see that volcano in in Iceland? I didn't. Send that to me, big dog. Y'all got to send it to me in my email so I can get some visibility into it. My name is Corey in the building. Shout out to Corey. Says, I am no fan of Cardi, but the truth never cared whose mouth it came from. We focus on the message and not necessarily the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Glow Hardy in the building says, every American citizen is a stock option ATP. Shout out to Glow Hardy. I appreciate you. My dog, Brock, is in the building, says, I got that Pass the Love offering for you. Thank you, my friend. Absolutely. Listen, man, we got to be careful of what it is that we're taking in on a regular basis, who we surround ourselves with. But more importantly, the type of information that we taking in the company that we keep, right? It's going to inform how it is that you move going forward every single day. It say, yo, you ready to go 4 hours. No, I'm not ready to go 4 hours. I look to do about 2 hours a day. You got me for 2 hours a day in order to get you through your day. And that's what we got. 2 hours a day to get you through your day. I try to stay somewhere in there. Sometimes I go a little bit over. Sometimes I'm a little bit more passionate about what we're talking about. But that's all we got going for you today. I'm going to be live streaming every day this week. We don't care if it's a holiday. We don't care what it is. We live stream every day, Monday through Friday. We get it because we wake up at the same time. We hustle at the same time. And I hope y'all seen value in what it is that we're doing today. Let me read one more super chat from my dog, Counsel, Mr. G in the building. It says, Anton, stay on these city girl mayor's neck. Keep in mind, Tiffany Hinyard is from Dalton, not Shy. It's 40 minutes away. Shy has enough problems. No. We call that the metro area. In Michigan, when we talked about the East Point city mayor, they say Metro Detroit mayor. So Tiffany Dalton is a Metro Chicago mayor from Dalton, just like East Point is not in Detroit, but people automatically associated with the city because we got to make sure that she probably grew up on the south side of Chicago. Don't start changing it now. Anyways, listen. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Send me whatever it is that y'all want me to review inside of my email, antondaniels413@gmail.com. You guys are the best part of the day outside of seeing my wife and my daughter. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I need you to do me one more favor before we get up out of here today. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful and rich by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. Looking forward to live streaming with you guys in the morning, Millionaire Morning Show in the morning. Listen, Do the thing that's right and best for your family and take care of business. And then make sure you hit a like for the algorithm on your way out the door. Link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I'm out.